so keep that in mind.
Yeah, hey, forget I asked.
That'll definitely do.
Ew. Join the Discord.
It was the least fun I've ever had playing this game.
A small but vibrant and extremely humble community.
No, I've seen the sleeves, but I'm like, you said you're suiting up and then you put your sleeve on. Thank you for saying that.
Because I'm a demon on the keys.
Next thing I know, we're both dead. I immediately left the lobby.
In Vietnam.
What are they playing for? Are they playing to win?
Stay humble.
Stay humble.
We are live. Welcome to
3 out of 10.
I'm never doing it. You know what? Now I'm going to go less aggressive until we're back to episode 1. You know what we should do,
We
actually?
are live.
You know what we should do is...
What?
It's episode 102. We're entering year 2 of the Dropshot of Call of Duty podcast.
Yeah.
Starting now. Maybe we should call this a new season of the Dropshot of Call of Duty podcast. And maybe
Season 2?
Season 2, yeah. And maybe with season 2 of the Dropshot, the intro changes a little bit. Not the intro music, which is of course iconic, but the line or the way the line is spoken after the intro song. Because I'm frankly tired. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of screaming into my microphone.
You're not. You love screaming, so.
Well, that's perhaps true, but we'll meditate on this. Welcome to the program, episode 102. The aftermath, as it were,
Yeah,
of Saturday. We submitted it to the committee. The committee, on a rush basis, has approved and awarded, in fact, episode 101 as an award-winning episode of the program. Now, you might ask, what reward did it win? Which is a
Nobody
award.
asked.
What award did it win? Which is a fair, of course, question. And that, you know, we'll see. We'll see what the award is. But anyways, my name's Casey, also known as Razinon. I am joined, as always, by my good friend Tanner. Tanner, say hello to everyone.
What's going on, everybody?
What's going on, indeed. Tanner, let's just start here. How was your Sunday? The day after the program of our award-winning, of course, episode 101 1-year anniversary celebration extravaganza.
It was, well, I'm an adult, right? So I know when to cut myself off. I'm not a child.
Must be nice.
So I don't get just hungover and drunk like you because you're shit. So my Sunday was fine. I woke up, I set my alarm for 8:10. I was awake.
That's fake news.
No, it's not.
You were up at 8 o'clock, 10 minutes after 8 o'clock?
Yeah.
I don't believe you. That's fake news.
That's what I'm talking about.
Check the logs.
You're a scumbag. You're a scumbag, and I'm not.
Okay. Well,
I was up at 8:10, drinking an espresso out of my Breville Barista Express.
You're such a piece of shit.
Making myself a latte. Yeah, I like waking up, you know? Waking up is ideal. So my Sunday was fine. It was just a little, I was just confused all day at the loads that were dropped upon us on Saturday.
Yeah, so you were just a day ahead of me.
We'll get into it here in a second.
Yeah, we'll get into it for sure. You were just a day ahead of me for sure. But go ahead, sorry.
What do you mean?
In your confusion. Because I woke up Sunday and I didn't have the capacity to be confused about anything, right? Because on Saturday night, I was, of course, up. Well, I didn't sleep Saturday night because I went to bed at 5 a.m. Pacific time.
Yeah.
On Sunday.
Yeah.
Which was fun and exciting. But I enjoyed my time, by the way.
I wish somebody had a recording of that Discord channel that you guys were in for like 5 hours. I would have loved to.
Well, no, you don't. No, you don't, because we would be banned. We would be deplatformed like Alex Jones if that recording existed.
No. I didn't want to publicize it. I just wanted to listen to it personally.
Interesting. Okay.
I'm sure it was some fire content.
It was fun. It was a good time. I have, recollections, but yeah, we got a little turned up, but I think
if I had to guess, you did 90% of the talking.
Oh, you'd be wrong. So it was more like 98.
Yeah.
I don't know why, whatever. I'd be so mad if I was in a Discord with myself drinking.
Oh, you're the worst.
Oh, it'd be terrible.
Now everyone in that Discord channel, just imagine him talking like that all night long, not shutting up, drunk. Now imagine being in a, how big is my cabin? Fucking 700 square feet, 800 square feet, basically one bedroom loft studio, and having to listen to that in person until 5 a.m. I mean, I've never had a worse evening in my life. It was the worst sleep I've ever had. Well, so
maybe don't invite dipshits to your domicile.
Oh, you're a dipshit. You're the dipshit.
Correct. That is of course the point.
Okay, you dumb shit.
Anyways, yeah. Let's we're gonna go through a couple things and then we're gonna get into our announcements. By the way, as far as patch notes and news for the video game that this podcast is ostensibly about, a little light in the ass, but I have some other things that I want to cover as far as the content and related to the game today. So it's not going to be as light as you might think it is going to be, although it's still going to be pretty light. But let's go through these announcements here. Welcome to our new gold patrons: One Into Chamber, Bobby A, Angel V, Jack O, It's True King, all caps, of course, change it, Stephen G, Kalen M, the Irishman, of course. That's a lot of patrons, by the way, and we're not even done yet. So we will be conducting episode 102 because this is a sufficient number of new patrons. Patreon.com/TheDropshot.
We'll let it go.
We'll let this episode continue. And welcome to our new Damascus patrons: Caden K, Soul Drinker, all caps again, absolute change it, Grim 29, Ben H.
Is that our friend Ben?
Ben H. Probably not, because our friend Ben is not our friend, of course.
He also hasn't. Yeah, he's the worst. So.
Yeah, of course. And Jacob E. And our upgraders from Gold to Damascus: Chris C, Andrew H, and Jen Hero. That's a lot of new patrons, and we appreciate that. So thank you very much to all of you. Much love. Patreon.com/TheDropshot for bonus eps per month. And then if you're Damascus, you get the weekly hangouts. And sometimes gold comes to the weekly hangouts. Usually if we're doing Warzone customs, which we have been doing a lot, the Goldilocks and the three other gold patrons are welcome to join. But sometimes we don't do Warzone customs, and then it's just the Damascus boys. So anyways, thank all of you. Much appreciated. Stephen Butler, thank you as well for the Prime Areno, and Calamity Cameron, which is a name I like.
No.
I like
We've
it.
gone over this. Change
a little
it.
bit of...
I don't like the name. This?
Okay, well, don't change it. Thank you for the tier 1 sub, and the gifted Subarino, brother. Much appreciated. Thank all of you. Tanner, do you have any announcements?
Yeah, I just wanted to thank you guys. I hit 1,000 followers on Twitch, so that's exciting. I feel like ever since Raz started doing like the TikTok, more social media posts, the branding, we've been getting a lot more offline follows. So big fan of that. That's good. So I mean that's always good, right? Yeah. It's fantastic. But yeah, I'm glad to see 4 digits on my Twitch followers now. That's exciting.
That is cool. How many YouTube subs do you have? Oh, I'm sorry. Let me ask a better question. How many YouTube videos do you have? Okay. Well, let's change that, right? Let's hit that with a change it for sure. But yeah, that's very cool. Congrats to TDS. 1,000 Twitch followers. You probably got it on Saturday night, but just didn't even notice it.
No, I didn't.
Okay.
I mean, I absolutely didn't, but yeah.
All right, we'll keep that in mind.
Thanks, though.
All right. Okay. Next up here. I'm going to just read this, and we can maybe get extemporaneous afterward. And we'll go point by point. I've reached out to some people privately regarding Saturday's donations, contributions. Now, for maybe some of you didn't watch episode 101 yet, you're saving it for a special occasion. Totally fair. Excuse me. Totally fair. we had a website fund goal made. It was at $500 out of $5,000 fulfilled. And then I swear to God, 20 minutes later, it was $7,000 out of $5,000. That's the context. That doesn't include bits, subs, gifted subs, fucking Cash App and Venmo, and all the other shit. So, a hefty chunk of change. Now, I've been told many of you are actually stockbrokers, and you've all just ridden GME to the moon. /r/Wall Street Bets. Now, I was a mod there, and now it's been canceled by the SEC. Perhaps we will get into that. Those were all jokes.
It's private now.
Yeah, I know. I heard like a little bit about it. But anyways, I've reached out to some people privately regarding these contributions. I am sort of uncomfortable with how much money we got, and I want to make sure that the expenditures made can be consented to soberly. We were all a little caught up in the moment, right? It seemed
Especially
like
you.
It seemed like many of you, possible. It seemed like many of you were also caught up in the moment, had a couple beers, a couple Mike's Hard Lemonades, a couple vodka sodas. And so...
Ooh, that sounds good.
That does sound pretty good. I want to make sure that these things happen soberly. So, with that said, I'm not going to message everyone who donated. So, I am saying this in all seriousness, and now I'm reading off the notes here. If you donated money and it is causing you some hardship, or you are simply are not comfortable with what you gave, please message me or Tanner and let us know. We will not out you publicly, and we will absolutely not harbor any ill will. I suspect some of you got carried away, and it's COVID, and no one has a job. So we're both very...
Especially not you.
Willing, especially not me, and able to issue refunds. Again, please let us know if this is something you'd like to do, and I will refund ASAP, again, with no hard feelings. Also, this wasn't sufficiently well thought out by me. Some people are expressing frustration to me because they've contributed plenty of money to the program, but it was prior to the website being announced. I didn't think about this, but this is a fair grievance. So I will be adding anyone who has contributed more than 100 United States dollars to the program in any form as a founder at virtually any time. I don't know how far back I'm going to go here, but I'm going to do my best.
We'll figure it out. Yeah.
We'll figure it out. Yeah. And we still have some time. So if you've given us $100 in any form at pretty much any time, I will add you to the founders list. You don't need to give us another $100 to get listed as a founder on the website. So I want to make that clear. Now, I should have said this before we announced the fundraiser, because again, some of you may have given us another $100, even though you would have already been a founder anyway, and you might be strapped for cash and you might want that back. If that's the case, please DM me, DM Tanner, we'll get it done. And no hard feelings whatsoever. We are doing fine. Obviously, we're doing very fine now. And we can do that with genuinely no hard feelings. Like I really mean that.
Yes.
So keep those things in mind. Yeah. And, I was expressing some concerns, to a couple people. The amount of money we got and how fast it was doesn't make me feel comfortable. I feel culty. It feels culty because it was too much. It was too much too soon. And I feel like there's some abuse of power not going on, but we're getting real fucking close. We're getting real close. So Tanner and I are going to, again, meditate on this some more.
I mean, as I was telling Casey, we're thinking, going forward when it comes to donations, actual cash donations, you're going to have to use a breathalyzer and send us a photograph of that breathalyzer before we accept your donation, so we can confirm you're a sober person.
Mm-hmm. So. That's correct. Yeah. Yeah, for sure. The sober thing is one thing that worries me. But even for people who were like sober enough, some of you really like this program. And I don't know. It just felt weird. It felt weird. So for now, we're going to kind of leave it be. Again, if you want or need the refund, the money back, please let us know and we will do it. No questions asked. We're going to be fine. As I said before we announced the fundraiser, the website, no matter what was going to be made, is going to be made. If no one donated, the website was still going to be made. We had the money on hand. We just wanted to offset the cost. So if you feel like, oh, but now they're going to fucking whatever, it'll be fine. So just please let us know.
And like genuinely, like we're not just saying this. We genuinely never thought we would even hit that amount. Like you said, we were getting it done either way. We never expected to hit that amount. And the fact that we surpassed it in one evening in a couple hours was a little fucking absurd.
Yeah. Yeah. It was weird. It was weird. And it still feels weird. So when Tanner, this is why I said I was a day behind you. When Tanner was going through that whole like confusion about what happened on Sunday, that was me Monday and Tuesday and this very moment, of course. But again, I think for now, what we're going to do, we're going to leave it be, issue refunds to anyone who wants them. No questions asked. And going forward, we're going to be a lot more careful about doing shit like this. That was too effective. It was too effective. So we're going to be very careful about, doing these things going forward. Because you guys have been way more generous than we had ever hoped prior to the fundraiser. And then, I don't know. So I am also getting DMs that people are tired of me talking in this way, which is another fair point. This is kind of like when I'm fucking blaring air horns when people gift subs. Some people love it. Some people say you're doing it too much. There is no compromise here, right? Someone's just gonna be mad, and that's okay. That's life. That's how life works. You can't make everyone happy. So I do understand the criticism. Like, this is getting old. Knock it off. Like, now I want my money back just because I'm annoyed that you keep talking about this, which is fair also. Okay. So here's what I'm going to do. I think we've been clear enough, honest enough, and we're going to just, again, let it be and move on. But again, if you want a refund, let us know. Anything to add on that point, Tanner?
No, you got everything covered.
Okay. On the topic of listing dollar amounts, which is another thing we were kind of mulling over, we're not going to do that for two reasons. Number one, first and foremost, you guys said it would be a bad look. The vast majority of you said do not do that. Okay. We heard
immediately.
Very immediately. And we heard you loud and clear. It would look tacky, blah, blah, blah. I can totally see these things. So that's reason number one. Number two, by the way, which is a nice little benefit. Something I hadn't thought about. It would be incredibly time consuming for me to accumulate this data. Like not impossible, but if I did it and wanted to be accurate, it would take me, dozens of hours. Especially if I was going to count bits and like gifted subs and shit. Like, okay, 2.5 times X from this month to here plus. But it'd be a lot of work. So I'm happy to not do this. So what we're going to do now, because we also want to acknowledge people who went above and beyond. Now, you all went above and beyond, of course. $100, a lot of money to donate to a podcast about this shit video game. It's not even a podcast. Here's the funny thing. It's not even a podcast about a good video game, right? It's a podcast about this dog shit fucking catastrophe, right? Call of Duty. So $100 to a podcast about this dog shit catastrophe game of Call of Duty is a lot of money. You've all gone above and beyond, of course. But for those of you who went like dumb, right? you know who you are. Viking, Mullet, Chris, others. We'll get into it. It's only fair that they get some kind of like extra special acknowledgement, I think. So we're thinking of doing some kind of tiered system. Maybe, I don't know. We're not sure yet, and we're open to ideas. But I think Goated Oak came to me with the tier system idea. Maybe someone said it before him. I don't know. But I think that's a good idea, and that's like heavily what we're leaning toward now.
Like over a certain amount, they're just listed under a certain whatever.
Yeah. Just like, okay. Yeah. So
yeah, that's what everyone else was saying in chat too. That sounds good.
Which I think is fair to everyone. Not too tacky. Not tacky at all, I would say. And it also gives these people, you know, a little extra acknowledgement, which they deserve. It's the least we can do. It's the least we can do, right? So
actually, yeah.
So I think that's what we're leaning toward. And I'm open to other ideas on this topic. But also on this point, there will almost certainly be people who should be listed that are not initially. I can change it and relax and don't get mad. So when the website inevitably comes and there is a founders list and you think you should be on there and you're not, don't get mad. Don't send a pipe bomb to our PO box, ! PO box in the chat. Don't do that. Just message me or Tanner and say, hey, I think I should have been a founder. I think you forgot. Can we like solve this? And then I'll add you. Not that big of a deal. Because I guarantee you, I will miss some people. And you might be one of them. So don't get mad. Just tell me. And we'll figure it out together. Yeah. Okay.
Just fucking relax.
We'll do it together.
I mean, there's 100% chance that people will be missing off that list when it goes live. So, you know, it's just the way these things work.
Yeah. Oh, of course. Yeah. It's going to be a disaster. So yeah, just try to remember, be patient with me here. I have quite a task at hand on this point. There is a lot of you who will be founders, and to accumulate that list is going to take me some time, even if I'm not listing fucking dollars and cents. So just give me a break. I'll do my best, and then we'll move forward and we'll work together. With all that said, Tanner and I are extremely grateful, and words literally cannot express sufficiently the magnitude of the generosity we got on Saturday. And it is, again, as we talked about, quite literally beyond our belief. Obviously, we fucking crushed the goal, and it seems to me, this is where I feel less bad, the excess will help us fund the dropshipping venture, which means merch, that we will be undertaking once the website is done, and into incorporating as well, which will give us some legal shielding for when we inevitably, of course, get, you know, what's it called? Served? No.
Oh, inevitably.
What's it called when someone files a lawsuit against you? They get blank. Face Esquire, help us out. Whatever, when that happens from Activision, being incorporated will be nice so that my, you know, whatever, I don't have to be homeless in addition to unemployed. And that'll be good. So we have like good shit we can put the excess toward. I've also gotten roughly 100 direct messages, maybe more by now. I'm replying to you guys, and it's taken me a while. Again, sorry. I'm doing my best. I'm getting a lot of very kind messages, paragraphs long.
Oh, you're unemployed.
I am unemployed. I'm working on other things, okay? So
relax.
And these DMs deserve my undivided attention, my thoughtful consideration and response. So it's going to take me a while, okay? So just, if you've DM'd me and I haven't replied, I'm not ignoring you. Just relax and wait. What else was I going to say? I don't remember, but we'll move on. We'll be doing Patreon tomorrow, and we will, of course, again, have all 4 Patreon episodes for this month released this month. The next Patreon episode we're going to do is what we planned on talking about on Saturday. So, reflections regarding 1 year, but different in scope than the last Patreon ep we did that was tangentially related to that. And then our 4th and last one we are thinking of doing on the topic of Cold War. So, oh, and then last thing, we're going to leave the website fund counter up on the screen in case anyone else wants to be listed as a founder, is not yet eligible. For most of you, you probably already are, but if you're not sure, or if you're a new frog and you wanted to be a website founder, you've got 30 days to hit the mark, and then you'll be listed. So we're going to keep it up. Obviously, the website is funded. It's paid for, in fact, almost 66% of the way. So that's why we are leaving it up at this time. Just because we're still going to allow people some extra time to get listed as a founder, even though it's already done. I know there's a pretty sizable portion of you guys who enjoy Cold War, and I stand with you, unlike Tanner, who's a rat piece of shit. And we need to browbeat Tanner into running it more, so he will be eager to discuss it as well. Also,
it's a Warzone podcast, I thought.
Well, we'll keep that in mind. Also, we're almost done with the announcements, guys. Also, we hear you about your enjoyment of the Q&A call-in we did on Saturday with the patron live Q&A thing. We're glad you enjoyed, and we understand that you guys want more of them. Doing them after Wednesday episodes, I don't know if we're going to do that. That doesn't sound like a great idea to me off the rip, but I haven't thought about it too much. So we've gotten other suggestions related to the live patron call-in thing that we will consider, but I want to roll those into the program for sure at some point. I'm just not sure exactly when. But you guys seem to enjoy participating, but more surprisingly to me, a lot of you seem to enjoy listening to it. Like, as content, you were like, that was a really cool episode, and I want to see more of these. That surprised me how much people enjoyed it. How
exactly. Because this is something that people have brought up in the past, and like, oh, you guys should do this. And honestly, I read it, and I'm like, it sounds cool, but I don't think people would like listening to it. But everyone really liked it for some reason. Yeah. Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, if they like it, there we go.
How do you think you want to do this? Incorporate these? Because after Wednesdays doing 1 or 3, that seems like a cap. I think if we were doing these, it would be its own thing for the whole session. It'd have to be its own like special episode again. Yeah. Well, maybe if I'm unemployed at some point in the near future, we can do that. Damn, like once every few weeks or something. Who knows? Tanner's Saturday's got Tanner thinking. That's interesting. This is not the first time I'm hearing that, but
twitch.tv/Tanner Dropshot.
Make sure to subscribe. Super interesting. I didn't know he was just going to leak it, but
nothing to leak.
Not mad. Well,
that's how I'm thinking about it.
Tanner quit his job. I'm kidding. Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah, for sure. Anyways, we're going to incorporate those. I got to think about it a little more, but we hear you. We'll try and get them done more often. I kind of want to do them not on a set schedule, like maybe once a month, but at different times, so that we could do one in the afternoon on like a Sunday, so that the Europeans can call in, so they won't be asleep. And then the next month we can do it like in the evening, so that like, people in the correct time zone can participate. Maybe something like that.
I had a couple of people reach out too, and they're like, damn, like that was a really good episode. Like I knew you guys were doing it. I wish I had called in myself though. Like, hope you guys do more in the future. So that's good to hear. I think I got like 2 of those DMs. Yeah, same. It sucks they couldn't participate, but we wouldn't have had time for you anyway. So yeah, we already went an hour over what we had originally planned. So yeah. So that's cool, and we hear you on that, and we're gonna get more of those to you. Just we're not 100% sure how. But anyways, before we depart here, again, really, really thank all of you for the donations and shit on Saturday. Words again cannot express the gratitude, especially some of you fucking big ballers. The Vaping Viking, who's given thousands of dollars already, dropped another, I don't know, 2.5K on Saturday. Chris Beclaire, again, same situation, 2K plus. Mullet, quite a bit of cash. Trevor, I think. There were a ton of you, and none of you are going to get thanked properly because it's not possible to do. So thank you. And at this point, we have to move on because we just have to keep everyone else in mind who doesn't want to hear us
effusively sucking your dicks until the end of time, but
which you deserve.
Which you do deserve. But we are grateful, and again, really sincerely thank you, boys. It means a lot. All right. 2 more announcements. Al, thank you for the new overlay. Al did the celebration overlay, and with that, he attached our new regular overlay. It looks roughly the same because the last overlay was fire, and I didn't want to change it much. I didn't really want to change it at all, but we have a new logo, which we wanted to incorporate, which we've done, and we have new social media accounts to follow, which have also been incorporated. And now our webcam will fill the entire rectangle. Some of you, with the real OCD Adderall snorters, may have noticed with the old overlays, Tanner's webcam couldn't fit in the box completely, so it was like if you zoom in,
you just don't know how to use slubs.
Wrong. I tried so hard. So what I told Al to do was make the squares transparent so that I could put the camera scene behind the overlay scene. So now Tanner's webcam is actually a little bigger than his outline, but at least it's just entirely filled perfectly. So thanks for doing that, Al. It looks much the same, but it's updated. It's got better info, and we appreciate that. So thank you, dude. And then lastly, our most exciting announcement. Some of you may have seen, you should have seen. If you didn't see, at the Dropshot Pod on Twitter, at the Dropshot Podcast on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook. Follow one of them because then you would have seen the announcement, right? The announcement is we have set a date for the Gaming Definition TV to be joining us on the program. I have also released the video, the announcement trailer on YouTube as a standalone. Some people were asking for that. You can go to the YouTube and find it. Make sure to like and subscribe, obviously.
It's a fantastic piece of media.
It's a great piece of media, perhaps the best multimedia presentation that's ever been made, and you should go watch it if you want to again. And the date has been set. Saturday, February 6th at 12 o'clock p.m. Pacific time. So it's another one of those things where if you're European, it'll be 8 o'clock or so at night for you, and you can watch live. That'll be cool for you. And this is 8 o'clock GMT. Don't know what that stands for. Greenwich Mean Time, maybe. It's London time. And that is when it's occurring. And then we're also going to have an episode at our regularly scheduled time on Saturday night. How excited are you, Tanner? And have you thought of any specifics you want to ask him?
I haven't thought of actual specific questions, but I mean, well, I've been thinking about things for a couple weeks now, yeah. But I haven't written anything down. It won't be difficult to think of questions to ask him. Also, like, he's very excited about this. He wants, he's thinking about adding in things that we can discuss in general with him. So it'll be a very fun episode. So just to hear his input from somebody as good as him is going to be fantastic for you, for me, and for everybody else. Because nobody listening will be as good as him.
Oh, 0%.
Actually.
0%.
I mean, unless somebody...
MP Control Board, would we call him a listener? We have some demons on the keys who listen. We have MP, Radon, Arrays.
We do. We have a lot of them.
They're all on Team EXE.
Yeah.
So they're all very good.
We have quite a few of them.
But I
mean, Syrian's also a friend of the pod, of course.
Syrian is, of course, a friend of the program. F's in the chat. But yeah, Tanner's right. We're not talking about Team EXE. Hey, if you listen to the pod and you're not on Team EXE, you're not even close to as good as TGD. And that's the point Tanner's making. So I interrupted you. Sorry.
No, I mean, I don't care if you have more wins in Warzone than him, if you have more kills. It's just, in terms of raw skill, almost none of you guys listening are as good as him at video games. So it's going to be very, very exciting. I can't wait.
I agree. And like Tanner was saying on Saturday too, it's going to be interesting because personality wise, I feel like he's a real good fit. So I think it's going to be, I think it's going to be super like insightful, because I have quite a few questions. I haven't actually written them down yet, but I have quite a few really pointed, interesting questions to ask him, which I'm very excited to hear from him about. So I think we're going to learn a lot, and there's going to be a lot of really valuable information for sure there. But also, I think it's going to be really fun. I think we're going to get along pretty well. And I think it's just going to be an all-around good fucking time. And I couldn't be more excited. So again, February 6th, Saturday, 12 p.m. Pacific, 8 o'clock p.m. GMT.
Yep.
My cursor always gets lost. I wonder if there's a Google Docs dark mode. I could just make the page black. But anyway, that's not this Saturday.
I'm gonna pee.
Okay, that's not this Saturday, but it is next Saturday. So mark your calendars. It's gonna be fun, real fun. So, anyways, that is it for the announcements. Sorry, boys, that was a lot, but we had to, you know, sift through the rubble of our 1-year anniversary episode, and I think we did a passable job. So keep those things in mind. Real quick, before we get into the program, we got some things to cover here. Ooh, with our new fucking thing. Hold on 1 second. Okay. Kodiak Attack. Been listening since episode 30 or so. That's an old frog. Missed episode 101. Okay. Kidding. Listening to it made me get scammed into Damascus Patreon. That would explain why the list is very considerable at the outset here. Now I'm going to be watching live. Congrats, boys. Love what you do. Has cheered 5,000 bits, dude. Let's go. Kodiak, thank you, brother. That is a lot of scratch. And I very, very, very much appreciate it, dude. And I'm glad you've been scammed not only on Twitch here with those bits, but also on Patreon, patreon.com/thedropshot, of course. But Kodiak Attack, almost to change it, but it's not there because it actually has a nice ring to it. Yeah. I really appreciate the 5,000 bits, dude. Thank you. That means a lot. And for upgrading. I appreciate that, dude. Toady Boy, 100 bits. Zeocam, 100 bits. And Tech Shrapnel with the Gifty Boy. Let's fucking go. Toad and Zeo, thank you, boys. Old Frogs as well. 100 biddies. I appreciate that. It means a lot. And Tech Shrapnel with the gifted sub. Much love, Tech. Welcome back, brother. Thank you to all of you. Much appreciated. Let's get into a new fucking season of the Dropshot. We're not calling it a new year anymore. We're done. We're done calling it a new year. It's a new season. Season 2 of the Dropshot is about to be underway. Tanner, before we get season 2 started, the pilot for season 2, do you have any other announcements? Anything else you want to add?
Thank you, boys and girls, for the insane support on Saturday. We greatly appreciate it.
Indeed, we do. So,
what are you drinking, by the way? Good lager? Good shandy?
That was a Newcastle, which is a brown ale. It's not a shandy. I should have bought shandies. Maybe I'll buy some shandies for TGD's interview.
Why?
Because it's at 12 p.m. It's a daytime. Oh. And of course, as we perhaps discussed in our 1-year anniversary celebration, shandies are a daytime beer. Maybe I should have some. Or
any beer is a daytime beer if you have the day off.
Well, I guess I can drink beers at all hours.
I mean, you're unemployed.
Of course.
I don't know why
unemployed,
I would be drinking beers at 9 a.m. Yeah.
Well, maybe don't quit your job then. So anyways, let's get into it, boys. If you were listening for the jingle, here it is. All fucking right. So, today, we have some things we would like to discuss. By the way,
do we?
Crisp, I will be making that jingle longer at a time. On a date at a time, as we
unemployed and still hasn't made it longer. He's had like 3 days. I don't know what he's doing.
Well, Tanner does know what I'm doing, right? So he should be shot in a video game, of course. But anyways, First item on the docket is playlist updates. There were, of course, none. So that section's done. Next item on the docket is patch notes. And there were none. So thanks for listening. No. As I said, this would be the shortest episode ever if we just left it at that. There were literally no playlist updates or patch notes for the last week.
All right, Warzone time.
And there were no hidden patch notes covered by any of our reputable sources, such as JGOD and Exclusive Ace and TrueGameData. However, JGOD has been releasing a lot of content, and his content has been very, very, very valuable in the Cold War Warzone integration era that we are in. Because the Cold War attachments, none of them do what they say. And we get no patch notes about this. So JGOD has been toillessly, along with TrueGameData, figuring things out. And he's released a lot more new content in the past week. So instead of covering the non-existent patch notes, I want to talk a little bit about what JGOD has been unveiling in the past week or a couple weeks, and kind of the utility that I've been getting out of his videos and how I'm using the information that he's gotten to my advantage. And there will be actually some like actionable intel here if you want to use Cold War guns in Warzone, which is worth doing for some of the Cold War guns, by the way.
Yeah.
So
for a select few.
Yeah. So we're gonna get into that and go over those things. So first of all, so all of this is thanks to JGOD, pretty much. I'll let you guys know if it's not. And I'm gonna link each separate video in the description along with his channel. So shout out to JGOD. Doesn't know of the pod, but we're gonna call him he's an acquaintance of the pod.
He's a friend. No. He's a friend of the pod.
Oh, he does follow you on Twitter. Is that correct?
Yeah, he doesn't follow you.
Well, he doesn't follow the Dropshot podcast on Twitter either. At the Dropshot pod on Twitter, of course.
He just knows I'm the hottest up and coming Warzone gamer. So
JGOD, friend of the co-host, it's all thanks to him, and we will link to his shit in the show notes. So first of all, the heartbeat sensor was rumored to be bugged in that in the kill cam, if I have Ghost and Tanner is heartbeat censoring and then he kills me, I was seeing the kill cam, and on Tanner's heartbeat sensor, I would appear. And then I would think Ghost is bugged and it is not hiding me from heartbeat sensors. And then I would get on Twitter and say, hey JGOD, heartbeat sensor and Ghost is bugged. Well, no, it's not. JGOD tested this. There is a bug. It's a kill cam bug. It's not a heartbeat sensor bug. So in actuality, if you have Ghost, shockingly, Ghost is working as intended. If you have Ghost, you do not appear on heartbeat sensors. If you see on the kill cam that you did appear, the other person did not see that, and that's not why you died. So Ghost is working as intended. The only new thing here is a kill cam bug, which is not that big of a deal. But Ghost is continuing to keep you off of the heartbeat sensor in Warzone.
Yeah. Now, of course, though, if you're a pace setter, then no matter who you are, you're showing up on his heartbeat sensor because he's a cheater, right?
Of course. True.
So if pace setter's in your lobby and he heartbeats, he's gonna kill you either way. But yeah, this was a very interesting video by JGOD. It's the things he thinks to test.
I know
are very valuable, extremely valuable. Things nobody even thinks of testing or bothering testing. I mean, he's done a lot, and he's gotten a lot of followers in these last couple months, and he's put out some very good content. So I'm excited for him, and I'm glad we're getting this info to discuss versus just not knowing it. Because I'm pretty sure this has happened to us, and we've talked about this in the past where I was like, what the fuck's going on with this? So it's good to see somebody prove that this is just a kill cam bug and it's not an actual issue with the game.
Yeah, Agreed. So you can check out the video and his testing methodology, but I watched all of these and it's fine, but I'll link to it in the show notes. So Ghost is working as intended. Here's a good point to ask. I'm vacillating between Ghost and Restock.
Yeah. I'm on the edge again.
Yeah. I don't, because we talked about in some Patreon episodes, patreon.com/thedropshot, of course, that Restock actually might be like better than Ghost. But now I'm like, I'm waffling a bit. Restock's super valuable, but so is Ghost. And it's like, it's hard to decide. What are your thoughts, Tanner?
I still just think when it comes to duos that Ghost is going to be king. But when you're trios, kind of on the fence, you could go either way. But you're in quads, I think Restock is more valuable. But also, if you're playing quads and like 2 of your guys have Ghost and the other 2 have Restock, that's also good. Because, you know, somebody may see 2 dots, they'll push a building, or they'll see 2 dots pushing them. They won't worry about it, but really there will be 4 guys there because 2 of them are running Restock. And the other 2 have Ghosts and are hidden. So
yes, I
don't know. We've been going back and forth with it lately. I've been trying out Ghost. I've been running Restock a lot. I can't decide. I don't think you can really go wrong with either of them.
Yeah.
But I mean, other than of course solos, you have to run Ghost. You're fucked if you don't. And yeah, in duos, it just seems more valuable in duos. I mean, Restock comes in handy at the end game, but Ghost will get you to the end game, whereas Restock won't necessarily help get you there, really. You know,
once Ghosts.
Yeah. I mean, once you're there, and there's 3 other teams left, and you have unlimited stuns with Restock, then it's great. And then Ghost is worthless because the circle's so small, anyways. The teams know where the other teams are. But you know, Ghost helps you get to that point, and that's what makes it so valuable.
Yeah.
So, it's such a tough call, dude.
It is a tough call. I think honestly, it comes down to like personal preference, because I don't think so if you're playing 4s, as we just said, if you're running Ghost, you don't have to have all your teammates run Ghost for it to matter. It can still be good, even if none of your teammates are running Ghost except you. Because then you can honey dick people, you can flank, etc. People can be more confident when they shouldn't be. So I think you can like mix and match Ghost and Restock pretty much any which way. 4-0, 3-1, or 2-2. I think all of those mix and matches can work. I would be interested to try having 4 people in a squad, 3 people with Ghost, 1 person with Restock. And the person who has Restock is like the best player, so that he's the honey dick. And then people like shoot him first, or they push him, and they'll come to his dot specifically since he's the one there. And then it's just like, oops, get scammed, and then just fucking beamed. I think that would be fun.
That makes sense, actually. Yes. Yeah. That does make sense.
But I think regardless, at the end of the day, I honestly think this is just like personal preference. Unless it's 1s or 2s, then yeah, you should probably run Ghost, I would say.
Yeah.
So,
for sure.
So yeah, anyways. I also think, last point on this, the skill floor is just higher for Restock. It's easier to play with Ghost than it is to play with Restock. Like, it's easier to get benefit out of Ghost than it is Restock. You have to be like pretty good to like really get a maximum benefit out of Restock. Whereas with Ghost, you can be any skill level and you're getting benefit from Ghost. Like always. So I think that's another thing to consider. If you're like relatively new, you're not doing too well, you're tilting, you're having a rough night, play Ghost. Stop getting fancy. But if you want to go rip kids and you're really good, that's why you see a lot of streamers, a lot of really good players will run Restock, because the skill floor there is higher, I would say.
For sure.
So that's another thing to keep in mind. So anyways, also, JGOD has finished a ton of barrel testing for Cold War rifles, and it's actually quite interesting. So I'll link the video in the show notes, and I'm also going to link the spreadsheet that he's made. This is publicly available. Here's what it looks like. And if you look at the top here, you can click, this is bullet velocity. You can do range, rough TTK rating, and rough optic conversion, because it turns out a 3.0 scope isn't actually 3.0 and fucking Cold War. Oh, the transition isn't quite as seamless as we thought. Yeah. Shocker. Yeah, for sure. So anyways, so this spreadsheet is really good, and it's got a ton of shit on it. So we have rifles, LMGs, and SMGs, the bullet velocity of each weapon, and how it changes with each barrel, which is very interesting. So here's one interesting thing to consider, for example. Hey, why aren't I seeing any streamers run the Cold War AK-47? Because it seems really good in multiplayer. Let's take a look at the fucking barrels. Oh, well, all of the barrels either do nothing or hurt your bullet velocity.
Oh my God.
That's interesting, right? And that's good to know. So now you know, stay the fuck away from the AK-47 Cold War, actually all of them, but especially the Cold War 1 and Warzone, because you cannot increase its bullet velocity.
Oh my God, that's crazy.
You can either waste an attachment or ruin your bullet velocity. Those are things to keep in mind. But he has the stats for all of this shit, and they're color-coded and everything. And even he's changed some of his loadouts based on this new testing. So for example, with the SMGs, he used to be running the MP5 Ranger barrel, and now he's running the Task Force, because the Task Force barrel increases your damage range more, even though it increases your bullet velocity slightly less. So there's a lot of valuable data here to like dive into. And I recommend you guys watch the video, and I recommend you guys bookmark this spreadsheet. I'll have both of them linked in the show notes. But this is like a really good tool to use where you're trying to decide, what do I want on my FFAR? What do I value more? Do I want more velocity, or do I want more like damage range?
Yeah.
One isn't necessarily always better than the other. So you could come here and kind of like decide for yourself. And with the lesser used guns, you can maybe see why they are lesser used. For example, the Cold War AK-47. But I thought the information here was very interesting and worth going over.
Yeah.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on this, Tanner? Have you taken a look at this before?
I'm looking over this right now. Yeah. So essentially, like, you can't use... There's no barrel for the XM4 or the AK-47 that'll benefit you. Yes. They either don't do anything, or it's a huge negative to bullet velocity. That's so funny.
Yes. And none of them do what they say they do.
He doesn't have a spreadsheet yet for overall actual damage, does he? Just bullet velocity?
He might, but not on this document. I don't know if he does. I don't know if he does. But he has time to kill on here. So
yeah, I was looking at that,
a little more into that.
Yeah. So. Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, it's a really good spreadsheet to have, actually.
I mean, for sure.
Most of it, it's just so weird to me. It's like for every LMG, the only barrel that increases bullet velocity is the cavalry barrel, which isn't that the one that says it increases like vehicle damage or something?
Correct, which it doesn't do in Warzone.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy. It is insane how much they screwed up this transition.
I know.
I mean, holy shit, dude.
It's disgusting. So
yeah.
So the reason I like this, guys, is because these like data nerds, and I mean that with love, of course. This shit is super helpful to me because I don't want to just like trust someone's loadout. Like JGOD might prefer certain things to come out of his SMG than I do. So even if he does testing and then gives me a best class loadout based on his testing, I'm more interested in the actual like fucking data, so I can decide for myself what attachments I want. Usually the loadouts line up like almost perfectly, but sometimes it's like, I'd actually rather have this stock looking at the stats here. So that's why I'm saying you guys should bookmark the spreadsheet and use it to your advantage, and you can see what you want to get out of your gun and then go from there. So that was really interesting to see. And then you can also use TrueGameData's website, TrueGameData.com, which has also been very helpful for me for some good info on a lot of the Cold War guns as well, but not on all of them. So you go to the website, you click the comparison tool, and then you select a gun. So for example, let's say we select the Kilo. Instead of trying to look at these charts and shit, which you can do, like compare Kilo to whatever, you could do that, and that's helpful for sure. But the best thing for me that I found, because I usually just want to look at one gun at a time, is I'll just pick a gun. So for example, the Kilo. And then if I want to see exactly what the attachments do, I will click on View Table, as we see here. So barrel, View Table. I didn't know this feature existed on this website. And then after that, it'll show you this little table.
Yeah.
So it shows you the 3 barrels and exactly what it does. It gives you, so the Prowler, plus 45% range, takes you 62 milliseconds longer to ADS, ruins your movement speed by 4.1%, and your strafe speed by 12%, and then all this shit.
This is so valuable. Holy shit.
Yeah, this is the best way for me too, because now I can, it's like, I'm gonna run a barrel on a Kilo. Let me open this up and see what I want to do based on how I'm using this gun. Is it my long range gun? Is it my sniper support gun? Et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
So what I've been doing is like looking at JGOD's like time to kill spreadsheet and then seeing like, okay, this FAL, that time to kill looks real competitive. Let me now go to TrueGameData's website, pull up the FAL, and then see, okay, is the 30 round mag worth it, or is that going to ruin my ADS time? Turns out, doesn't ruin your ADS time. It's barely more than stock. Okay, now I'll read it. So like I'm combining both of their data to like make my own classes. It's been super valuable for me. So I'll link to, again, all of this shit in the show notes. And this is what I've been doing, particularly with Cold War guns, to set them up in a way that I want to make them like work really well and be good. Good game this is, by the way, Activision, where I have to go to two third-party websites and a fucking Google spreadsheet to make a Cold War
crazy,
gun.
Yeah.
Good game, Activision, by the way. Such pieces of shit. So, anyways.
Yeah, this is very valuable. I haven't played around with it at all. I'm looking at it right now, and like for the Mac 10, it's showing you, it's like the 53 round drum mag, which I've been running. ADS time is worse. It adds on 33 milliseconds. But if you go with the 53 round fast mag, the ADS time is almost doubled. So your ADS speed is increased by 62 milliseconds. Yeah. So that's like a pretty big difference right there. So it's like there's no benefit in running the fast mag over the 53 round drum. It's like just run the 53 round drum. Mm-hmm. It's also funny going through all these attachments and hovering over them and seeing that there's just nothing listed, and that's because the attachment doesn't do anything.
Yes. So
it's like, I'm looking at the Mac 10. There's 5 rear grips. No, there's 6 rear grips, and 3 of them, the only thing they do is make the sprint to fire speed worse. That's
literally it. Yeah.
That's fucking it. It's crazy, dude. Oh my god, they're so dumb. Yeah. It's fucking nuts.
They're the worst.
Yeah, and
Did you know about that view table thing on TrueGameData's website?
Well, a lot of these updates have happened like in the last like few days, I think.
Oh, really? Okay. I was gonna say
most
I
of
didn't
these
know about
weren't
this,
on
but I
there.
love
This is all like brand new, I think.
Yeah, I didn't know about that, but I love it. But because like, you know, on pretty much any gun, I'm gonna run a barrel, so it's nice for me to just compare all the barrels on that one gun to each other and then decide from there. Like, that's so helpful. I love that view table feature. And so we thought we would bring that to your guys' attention. And I've been using this method myself. I literally made a Cold War MP5 using this method. Because some people are like fine taking a hit to like ADS time if it gives them, I don't know, I can't think of the example, whatever. But I've been using it, and my Cold War MP5 looks different than like the ones JGOD recommends, for example. That's why I'm bringing this to your guys' attention, because you can min-max for what you think is most important for you. Not that JGOD's Cold War MP5 setup is bad. It just optimizes for different things than I want. I don't remember what they were, or I would tell you. But yeah, so that's a good method, basically. Look at JGOD, TTK chart, bang, that looks fun. Or the AUG or the M16, those look good. Let's take it over to TrueGameData, see if he's done the tests, view table, blah, 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 and then you're good to go. So we thought we would bring that to your guys' attention in lieu of patch notes, because of course there are literally none to cover. Nice game. So anyways.
Don't worry, there'll be a big patch coming tomorrow. A lot of game changes.
Yeah.
Fucking 4 new maps coming, right?
Are there actually?
No.
Of course.
There's nothing coming.
Yeah. Well, I got shit on. So anyways, anything else on this topic you'd want to add, Tanner?
No, this is very beneficial.
Yeah.
So you guys should check this out.
Yeah.
Like, I know now, instead of running no stock like I've been running on the Mac 10, I should be running the Raider stock, because it's basically the same, but the Raider stock gives you better aim down sight movement speed by 10%.
Yes.
So it's like now that there's no reason to run no stock.
Yeah.
So this is fucking great.
Yeah, it's good. It's really good. It was super helpful for me. For my Bullfrog too. Like, I was running the Raider stock on the Bullfrog SMG. And then I looked at the table on TrueGameData, and the Raider stock, like, it hurts something. I think it might have been ADS speed by like a pretty substantial amount. And oh no, here's what it did. The Raider pad helps sprint to fire, and it helps ADS speed, but it hurts your hip fire accuracy, which I didn't know. And I was building a Bullfrog to hip fire kids with, similar to like an MDub MP5, how everyone uses that. So then I went with the wire stock instead, because the wire stock helps your sprint to fire, which is what you want if you're hip firing, but it doesn't hurt your hip fire accuracy. So I was like, oh, cool. I'm glad I have this, because now I'm changing my loadout. Like, it's awesome. It's great. It's fucking great. So anyways, that is that. Now we're going to move on to news and upcoming changes. So not too much to cover here. Honestly. First of all, 3v3 Gunfight Snipers Only playlist will come to Cold War probably when you're listening to this. If you're here live, it comes January 28th. So that's something. And then also the official Firebase Z trailer will also drop tomorrow, January 28th. Now, people like these trailers quite a bit.
I don't know why.
If Activision does one thing well, it is hyping up a subpar, unpolished, unfinished product.
Yeah, actually.
So if you're a fan of trailers, you should be very excited, because this trailer is going to be a fucking banger, dude. It's going to be fire. Will Firebase Z itself, the content that it's a trailer for, be fire?
Yeah. No.
It's possible.
It won't be.
But probably not. Probably not. Have you thought much about zombies? Are we gonna try this this new map out here, Tanner?
Oh, we're for sure gonna try it. This is the one that's set in the jungle of Vietnam, and it's continuing the storyline from the current zombies map. Interesting. Yeah, I'm actually kind of excited to see this trailer. I did see the Gaming Revolution tweet out today that this map will have a lot more replayability, and it'll just be more interesting and more fun than the original map. So I hope he's right with that, because I also think we're going to see some new zombies perks coming soon. Like we'd already talked about Tombstone was coming. Yes. I think that's going to come the same time that this new map comes, and that'll be sometime. So my guess, so they're announcing the trailer tomorrow. So what do you think? It comes out next week?
The map?
Yeah.
It comes out February 4th, so yeah, next week.
Oh, does it? Oh, there's a date?
Yeah.
I just thought it was sometime in season 1.
Or wait, was it the 4th?
I didn't think it said a date yet.
It's the 4th. No, it's the 4th. We talked about it. You weren't listening.
Okay. Yeah. Then that's when I thought it would happen. Okay, next Thursday. Perfect.
Yeah. So that'll be cool, I guess. I'm
sort
of excited. I've honestly been having a lot of fun in Warzone.
Yeah.
Dude, by the way, here's some other news. News to you guys. I played with Gabriel Saul Perez like 2 nights ago. Covina, California, Lyman Avenue, 29-year-old Hispanic male, homeless, unemployed Gabriel Saul Perez. And we did some Warzone duos, and I was using the FAL. This is the only reason I tried it again was JGOD. He had that TTK chart, and the FAL is like the fastest time to kill besides the AS Val, which is largely impractical. Especially in, well, maybe not especially in duos, but largely impractical. Anyways, whatever. So I was using the FAL with Gabriel. I was using the FAL with a bully boy, Bullfrog.
Interesting setup there. Okay.
Yeah, it was a setup. And then Gabe was using the Tundra with the FFAR. We had a couple of rough games, but we did get a nice fat fucking dub, dude. I had 10 kills. Gabe had fewer kills than that. We don't have to get into it, 3. And we got a nice little win, and it was great. And the FAL, you guys should give it a try. I was saying to Gabe that night that I don't remember the FAL having this little recoil. I put a nice VLK 3.0 optic on it, and I expected that to be a bouncy bitch.
Yeah, bouncy little bitch for sure.
It's super accurate with very little recoil with iron sights, which is how I would use it in like multiplayer. But I thought I remembered when the FAL got that insane buff that got rolled back like a week after it had happened. I remembered it having like more recoil in Warzone than it did when I played with Gabe recently. I was like, I'm shocked at how little recoil this is. Like, I was shocked at how usable it was at like long range. Like the same range I would use an AMAX or anything. And it was just fucking cooking kids, dude. It was very much hurting enemy players that were far away.
It was a cooker, yeah.
It was a cooker, dude. It was a burner, no cap. So give the FAL a try. Give the FAL a try, for sure.
Consider it.
What's the loadout? So the FAL, it is the longest barrel that gives recoil control and bullet velocity, monolithic suppressor, commando foregrip, 30-round mags, VLK 3.0 optic. Oh,
perfect.
Here's another thing I learned from fucking TrueGameData's table. As we learned a while ago, the VLK reduces recoil, right? It makes your recoil better. Guess what reduces your recoil more than a 3.0 optic?
What?
The canted hybrid sight.
No.
Yes. It zooms in 10% more than a VLK, so it's basically the same, but it reduces your recoil by an additional, I think it's an additional 3% vertical and an additional 5% horizontal. So it's basically the same amount of zoom, but it makes it even more accurate. And I'm pretty sure this is the case for most MW assault rifles. So go look at the barrel table for Modern Warfare assault rifles. Look at the optics. Some of them, like the canted hybrid, will make it even more accurate than a VLK
Interesting.
would.
Okay.
It does come at the cost of a little more ADS time, so you can decide for yourself whether or not that's worth it. But that is something to keep in mind for sure. So, anyways.
Cool.
Again, TrueGameData. Go use that view table shit. Anyways, also, the CDL schedule was released. If you guys are into that, stage 1 starts on February 11th. And then, it continues from there, I guess. So
February 11th. Okay, interesting. Is it kind of weird to you how late CDL starts every year? Like 4 months into the game, maybe 3 months into the game. You think that's weird?
No,
I could start earlier, but
I like it because it allows them to polish it up a little bit, and it allows the teams. Well, they haven't polished it, of course, yes, but in theory, that's what it would do. But also, it allows the teams to decide what guns they're using and to get some practice in.
Yep.
Like scrim for a few months. I think it makes sense. So anyways,
I didn't think about it that way. You're right.
Yeah. So that starts February 11th. I did watch a little bit of the kickoff event. Did you, Tanner?
No.
Cool.
How was it?
It was fine.
Boring, right?
It was fine. I was pretty busy that day, so I didn't watch it for very long. But it was pretty interesting. It was interesting just seeing CDL on Cold War, and I was like, okay. The announcers were talking about how some dude broke some other dude's aim assist like it was a technique, and I was like, it is a technique, but I was like, this is funny.
Yeah.
Imagine talking about exploiting the downsides of aim assist as being like a strategy in a competitive first-person shooter game. Imagine that being a factor.
It's a joke.
Yeah, I hate it. It makes me so mad. I'd rather hear my announcer say, Jesus Christ, look how fast the gaming definition just got a 3-piece there on the fucking hard point.
It's
without aim assist, with his ability to aim his reticle at enemy players. But instead they're talking about how good this guy is at abusing aim assist mechanics.
It's so fucking dumb. I think we'll get there soon with people like more casual gamers realizing how much better mouse and keyboard is and how much more exciting it is to watch. It's like all the console kids are just now buying PCs. So it's like in a couple years, they'll realize mouse and keyboard's more fun to play on. And then hopefully at that point, we start to see actual changes. Did you notice any changes in watching it now that it was on PC? Like did they have like the field of view turned higher or anything? Did it look different?
That's a good question.
I mean, it's not like you can see like the FPS or anything because they're still streaming at 60 frames.
Mm-hmm. And I don't know if the COD, like, what's it called? Codcaster? I don't know if they expand the FOV for that or not.
You would think they would, some.
I think I didn't notice it, but maybe it did. It might have been just me not noticing. I should watch more carefully for that, though. I should for sure watch, because that's a good point. We were excited about that too. We're gonna watch some of these. I'm excited to like dabble, but yeah. Anyway, so the schedule's released. You guys can figure it out. And then last point here: how to get CDL Stage 1 rewards. So we've covered this before. CDL's no longer streamed on Twitch. It's streamed on YouTube. If you're a new streamer, probably stream on YouTube, by the way. But it's a topic for another time. So CDL is streamed on YouTube, and the way you get rewards is very similar to Twitch drops enabled. Some of you are familiar with this, where you link your Twitch account to like your Activision ID, and then if you watch Symphony stream a Twitch Rivals tournament where 8 people are cheating and 2 of them get caught for real life money, then you have a chance to earn, or like if you watch for an hour, you get like a spray, whatever. This is the same thing, except it's now happening on YouTube. So YouTube is now allowing you to link your Activision account to your YouTube account. So if you're watching CDL shit on YouTube, then you have a chance, or I don't know if you have a chance, I think you're guaranteed to get rewards, very similar to the way Twitch drops work. So there's an article on charlieintel.com, friends of the pod, on how to like link these accounts. It's very easy. Be younger if you can't figure it out. But if you are old, if you're a boomer, have a YouTube account. First of all, make one, because you probably don't have one. Go to your settings, go to connected apps, link Activision, and then you're good to go. Then just watch the CDL thing, and you'll get like shit sent to your game. Pretty simple. But if you need a step-by-step, Charlie Intel has an article on it. And then what are the rewards? So just like Twitch, 1 hour, you get a weapon charm. 2 hours, you get 4 emblems. 3 hours, you get some calling cards. And then 4 hours, it looks like you get some double XP and double weapon XP tokens for Cold War and Warzone. So if you're going to be watching anyway, it's definitely worth linking these accounts because you might as well just get free shit. And if you're like, whatever, trying to grind guns, it might be worth throwing this on so that you get some double weapon XP tokens. Maybe throw it on while you go, I don't know, go to work or something, or whatever. So anyway, the article goes into more detail there on what the rewards are as well, but they're pretty run-of-the-mill shit. So that is that. Tanner, do you have anything else you would like to discuss?
No, I don't think so.
All right. So now, Tanner and I, do we have any teammates this evening, Tanner?
We do. L2K hit me up. Him and Cope are running and asked if we wanted to play. So we'll run with him.
Bet. Let's do it. All right, cool. So Tanner's going to go live now.
Yeah, I'm going to get a drink. Go
okay.
Pee.
And I am going to get into the next part of the program, which is acknowledgments, of course. So let me shout these out. Sorry, guys. It's been a minute. What do we have here? Tech Shrapnel with a gifted sub. Mulletproof with an amount of bits cheered. 2,959. And he said, I think he said something. Let me scroll here. He didn't say a goddamn thing. Okay. Kodiak Attack with the 550 bits. Self high five. Resubbed 2 months. And has gifted a sub to fucking Q-Ball. Let's go, boys. You love to see it. Very, very grateful, boys and girls. Tech, Mullet, Kodiak, Self High Five. Thank you, boys, for the love and the support. It means a lot. Mullet, that's a lot of bits. And I think Mullet said earlier he's earned himself the ultimate scammed bits gifted badge thing on Twitch. So congratulations, I guess, Mullet. If now, should you be congratulated for this? No. But it is a token, I guess, of your insane support for this program. So Mullet, thank you very much, dude. I love and appreciate you. Welcome to the club, the very exclusive club of people who have that bits badge, by the way. And then Kodiak, Self High Five, Zeo, Toad, Tech Shrapnel, all of you guys. I very much appreciate you. So thank you, boys. I appreciate it. And now we're going to get into iTunes reviews. If you leave a 5-star review on iTunes and you write a review, I'll read it. And we're going to do that now. So first of all, from Hunter M69. The title of this review is Let's Fucking Go Air Horns. Okay. Got it. Hi, ladies and gents. Fine. And Raz, change it. No. Love the podcast. I drive about 10 hours a week, so this is a nice way to stay on top of the ever-changing Warzone and Call of Duty issues, or rarely changing. True. Been listening since March. That's a long time, brother. And recently joined the Patreon. Get scammed. But the extra listens help me get through the week. I'm from the Great White North, it's Canada, and we're currently in lockdown. So all there is to do is play Warzone, and as frustrating as it is, I still love it. That's the problem with Warzone, isn't it? It's a good game, but it's just such a buggy fucking disaster. But we still play it because we hate ourselves. We hate ourselves, right? So that's a problem, but anyways. Keep up the good work, boys. Hunter M, also known as HMAKEY on Twitch. Give her a follow, eh? Well, Hunter, thank you, dude. I appreciate that review. Next is from Bucky Susan. Okay, that's a man's name followed by a woman's name. Interesting. It's a shared Apple account. Best podcast in the world. It's the title of this review, which is of course true. Call of Duty has always been my favorite game, so I was stoked to find a podcast dedicated to it. I feel even more invested after listening to Casey and Tanner talk about the game, even though they rip into the dev team almost every episode, which we will continue to do until they are a dev team worthy of not being ripped into. So, sorry. Hey, I'm sorry that the dev team is shit. That's my bad, right? I apologize for a dev team outside of my control being shit. I'm sorry about that, right? I'm sorry about that. Kidding, not kidding, but I know that's not what you meant. It's kind of what you meant. Let's move on. Huge fan of the banter between the hosts as well as their perspective each week on the state of the game / updates. Great job, boys. Let's fucking go. Huge ass song. Now Tanner is AFK, so we can't do that. And it would get me DMCA'd.
What am I supposed to queue?
Nothing. Don't do it, because I'm tired of muting shit on YouTube. Do not play it. That's acceptable, so thank you. Bucky Susan for the review and the kind words, and of course get scammed. This next one is from Britt Hatchett, friend of the program, active member of our Discord, and a female. So if you're an incel, go harass her in Discord. That's a joke.
Come on.
Yeah, that was not great. Oh wait, you know what? Hold on. Shit. This is the wrong. Give me 1 second, boys. I gotta change something here.
You're scuffed.
Yeah, this is super scuffed, but you'll figure it out. Or you won't. Whatever. It's fine either way, right? Sorry, guys. I gotta update this. Fuck me. I have to update this to the new... What's it called? Graphics. Because I have the old logo behind this, and it should be the new logo. Which, of course, I won't find right now. Okay, well, fuck me, right? I'll figure it out later. What a disaster. See, this one's correct. Yeah, these ones are both wrong. That's so weird. Okay, whatever. I've been listening to the, if you like video games, drinking, and banter, I've been listening to the pod for a couple months. I listen on my way to work, driving around for work, and back home after work. If you say work one more time in this review, I'm not reading the rest of it, right? Too many works. Change it. I always listen when I'm working. Okay, it's the end. We're done. Thanks, Britt. Just kidding. I always listen when I'm working because I hate working, and this pod makes me not want to off myself in a video game. Razinon and TDS are witty and fun. I would honestly listen to Raz talk about any subject. Did I read this already? I might have.
I don't know.
It effusively praises me, so I'm going to read it again. Talk about any subject because he's well spoken. I literally learn new words every time I listen. That's not true. I hope you two consider creating another pod about something else in the future because I'm sure you would have a following there as well. For now, keep it up, guys. I've learned a lot of tips for my gaming by listening to your pod, Britt. Well, Britt, thank you very much, young lady. I appreciate the kind words. Say the word work less next time. But other than that, right, I'm very happy to read this, and I appreciate it. So thank you.
I thought I was fine.
Very much, young lady. Well, we'll keep those things in mind for sure. And then last one here is from Soviet Bullet 21, which is, of course, a change it. The title of this review is I Have Many Names, LOL, Dimashek 21, Soviet Bullet 21. So he said he has many names. He has two. So, okay, we'll call that many. Hey, bros, I just signed up to be a gold patron. Just coming to rate the pod 5 stars because it's the best podcast in the world, which is, of course, true. Keep up the good work. Looking forward to a bright future for the Dropshot. Well, Soviet Bullet, Dimashek, man of many names. I appreciate the kind words, brother. It means a lot. And to all of you, thank you very much. And of course, get scammed into wasting your time. But I appreciate it. Thank you once again. If you leave a 5-star review on iTunes, I will read it on the program. You can plug your Twitch. If someone has done, beg for money. You can do whatever you want. I'll read it. So thank you guys. Much appreciated. And now we're going to go play some Warzone. Make sure to follow us at the Dropshot Pod on Twitter and at the Dropshot Podcast on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and YouTube. And then you can find our personal accounts as well in the show notes. Patreon.com/thedropshot is the best way to support the program. And we've gotten a lot of new patrons because they see the value in the Patreon. And we're going to have more fire content coming up. If you liked episode 101, by the way, the next Patreon episode we have is going to be very related to that, which we went over in the announcements. So consider joining. $5 a month, 4 bonus episodes a month, and access to the entire back catalog, which many people have found valuable or at the least entertaining. So with that said, we're signing off. Rats. An extra special thank you to our Damascus patrons. This is unironically ending pretty soon. I'm not kidding. We're ending this benefit pretty soon, so stay mad, but whatever. Mr. Salmonella, J. Pritch, Slivovitz, Jake Down, Zerosio, To Kill a Sirockingbird, Face Esquire, Gift Curse, Adam H., Sniff Sniff Hambone, Change It, Jimbo, Slice, Von Trapp, Lyle P., Aussie Menace, Godadote, Tanner Wants to Meet a 12-Year-Old, Papa Shido, Andrew H., Civ, Chef Kane, Blackbeard, Dr. J. Webb, Nick Can, King Camper, Derek R., Wade M., It's to Pickle, That Dirty Clap, KJ Stoys, Killicam, One-Handed 89, Garrett S., Jada Pinkett Smith, Miss Lemur Party, Freeze, The Dave Daly, C. Brown, Rita Book, Deacon Cheese, Dubfire, Sage Legacy, Rizzle Music, Bjorn, Toady Boy, Manny Mar, Samuel, Cope Cowboy, Crisp Eclair, Thomas L., Blake C., also known as Balake, Lavana Fair, Brian P., Jaron G., Maxi, Shigo Hart, Ruguru V2, TTV Trump Maga 20, Proud Dad, McBango, Hank Swift, L2K Greatness, Flex Stepdad, Get Scammed, Big Rec 44, Chad G., Nick Venomous, Cold War Multiplayer Sucks, Steven S., Hank S., See Ya Later Boy, Kelly M., Ryan S., SP Farms, The Crop Shot, Simple Name 8, Venlu, Josh H., Sam V., He's Not One Shot Bro, Gen Hero, Caden K., Soul Drinker, Change It, Grim 29, Ben H., Jacob E., and a special thank you to our one and only Obsidian patron, the Dropshot Patriarch, the Vaping Viking. Thank you all for listening. Thank you all for watching. Have an excellent evening, of course. And as always, please remember, stay humble.
Stay humble.
Thanks for watching this episode of the Dropshot, a Call of Duty podcast. Be sure to like and subscribe because in addition to full episodes like this, we've also got clips from the show, as well as gameplay breakdowns and more on the channel. The show is streamed live on twitch.tv/Razinon every Wednesday and Saturday at 7 p.m. Pacific time. So give us a follow over there, make sure to turn on notifications, and you can chat with us live during the podcast. And of course, we are available wherever you listen to podcasts. Just search for the Dropshot on your favorite podcast app and make sure to give us a follow. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you next time. And as always, remember, stay humble.